Well, one of hockey's all-time great broadcasters spoke this morning at a celebrity breakfast. Moses joined me on the desk, and you have a little bit more of who that was.
Yeah, he was one of my personal favorites. I remember just listening to him and sitting intently watching Montreal Canadiens games. Dick Irvin Jr. has spent his entire life around the rink and the broadcast booth, so I was very fortunate to talk to the legendary broadcaster about his fondest memories about Canada's national sport.
He resonates with generations of hockey fans across the country. For decades, Dick Irvin Jr. was the voice of the Montreal Canadiens, but the man from the prairies never forgot where he came from.
And with the day of the Grey Cup game, I put on my Saskatchewan Rough Rider baseball cap when I got up in the morning, and I kept it on till the game was over. So you see, it worked. Some of my friends in the East, when I told them that, they looked at me kind of funny, but they don't understand. They don't understand about the Riders. So no, I'm always been even though I've lived in Montreal now for over 60 years, I'm a Westerner at heart.
Born in Calgary, raised in Regina, Irvin and his family would move to Montreal, where his dad, Dick Irvin Sr., coached the Canadiens. Irvin Jr. would attend McGill University, armed with a commerce degree in hand. However, Irvin would make the switch to sports broadcasting.
The fellow that hired me, stone cold off the street, was a chap named Brian McFarlane, who was worked hockey in Canada for many years, and he was the sports director of the new station. And it was because of Brian I took an audition. The reason nobody with any experience was there was because they were only paying $75 a week. But I took a chance, and I was 29 years old, but it worked, and here I am.
His stories from the broadcast booth are timeless, but there are two stories that resonate to this day.
Being the English MC the night they closed the Montreal Forum, being out on the ice with all those greats from the past of the Montreal Canadiens, something you never forget. And the other is 17 years in the broadcast booth beside Danny Gallivan. Young broadcasters like yourself would give, as they say, give your right arm for 17 games with Danny Gallivan. And I worked with him for 17 years, and without question, a big highlight.
Irvin will enter his 48th year with Hockey Night in Canada. Although his days of commentating might be done, he still enjoys going coast to coast to celebrate the game that he loves.
I've been at hockey days now, all the way from BC to Newfoundland and points in between. And the reaction of the fans and to the people who go, to Ron and Don and the ex-hockey players who come on the show with us, it's just amazing, and it's really powerful.
All right, we'll stay with the theme of great broadcasters. Matt Schumann is at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center, where Don Cherry's right-hand man, Ron McClean, is with Matty. Take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Moses. Now, Ron, I just want to start off. Now, I heard during the game yesterday that you were one of the studs on the team, so I'm just wondering why you're here and not going to Sochi for the Olympics.
Yeah, I was, funny enough with this referee sweater, Matt, the line has always been that you can tell Ron refereed some high-level hockey because he can skate well, and you can tell refereed high-level hockey because of the way he handles the puck, which is not too good. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. The shinny game always is, and the referees getting together with them today was, a labor of love for me. I've always said that my broadcasting career, a lot of the lessons I got from refereeing, especially the one about let your guest be the star, came from refereeing and knowing to kind of hand off to the people who are really putting on the show.
Now, the Bobcats in the AJHL, they did something nice for Don. They got him jerseys, but they also got nice jerseys for the refs with your name on the back. So talk about how cool that is that the refs are going to be donning that.
I haven't seen it, and I was thrilled. I just heard about it from Jeff Mulligan now that the refs are doing that. I get a big kick out of watching the Spengler Cup in Davos every year, where they wear the cow milk, cheese, whatever it is, chocolate sweaters that look like Doug Gilmour doing a milk commercial. But the whole thing that the juniors and the referees would honor the Scotiabank Hockey Day, again, it's so us, right? And we can have fun with it, and that's kind of going to be the core message I give when we do the show this weekend. Is there's a photo of Bobby Orr in his new book where he has lost the title game. He played for Parry Sound, and Scarborough, led by Silaps Jr., has defeated Bobby Orr's Parry Sound Shamrocks. And the two guys are smiling. Bobby's smiling, and he just lost the game. And that's the kid. That's the smile that you want, and that's what these guys do by wearing those funny sweaters. That's a lot of nerve to wear those funny sweaters.
And one more quick question here. Every kid's dreams, to get in the NHL as a player, but some kids, might not have the chance to do it, but still do have the opportunity as a ref. So talk about, coming out here and motivating kids that you can still get into the NHL as a referee.
Not only get to the NHL, Matt, but it's such a practical lesson in all the things you're going to need in your life. Learning how to work with a team, a number of teams. It teaches you courage. all great firefighters, police officers, soldiers would benefit from time in stripes. Teachers, I mentioned that Brian Morrison here talked about his time at Husky and how it transferred. The lessons of an official transfer to what you will do later in life. It's one of the greatest teachers because you will go away after 2 or 3 games thinking, wow, I'm a great manager of humankind, and then you find out 4th game that you're a fool. So it's humbling, and it's challenging, and it's great escape. It's just, I totally recommend it.
Ron, thank you very much for taking the time and doing this.
Pleasure, Matt. Yeah.
Moses?
Now to the hard court. The Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team opened the second half of their season this Friday against Medicine Hat. Hoping to guide her team is 3rd year Erin Cuningham. Matt Schumont has more on the veteran in this week's Superstar Next Door.
Getting into basketball at a young age, Erin Cunningham had a lot of help as her dad and older sister also played the game.
That was the sport I wanted to play when they asked what I wanted to play, and I don't know, ever since I started playing Border City when I was young in Lloydminster in the community, and ever since then just took off, and that's what I started loving to do.
Phenomenal kid, really great rebounder, good team leader, and has really improved over her 3 years here. It's nice to see a local kid stick with the program and develop each and every year. Her roles got bigger and bigger, and this year obviously she started most of the year, so we're really pleased with her play and the things she does for us.
Playing high school right here in Lloydminster, Erin had tons of success with the Holy Rosary Raiders.
I was MVP on my team all throughout high school, and in my high school also I was the athlete of the year through grade 8 through 12, and I was always very proud of that, and I took that as big strength for myself.
Not known for being the biggest player on the court, Erin has put in a lot of hard work to further her college career.
I had to work extra hard for everything that I've received, and all my playing time I feel has been where I've had to work for it. And I think my first 2 years of coming off the bench really helped me improve as a player, and I was being able to push myself in practice to compete with the other girls.
She rebounds the ball, very resilient, knows how to score even though she's undersized, and I think a lot of the girls look up to her for how good and how smart she is as a player despite some physical limitations. I think she's as good as anyone up front, and she's only 5'7", 5'8".
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.